Hey guys, let's get more news from Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Exclusive, Heat's Orlando Robinson wants to continue being a sponge in the NBA. The Miami Heat have gained a reputation across the NBA for having one of the top scouting staffs in the league. Last season, during their miraculous run to the NBA Finals, they had a total of 5 undrafted players playing regular rotation minutes in Caleb Martin, Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Max Struss and Haywood Highsmith. The Heat had 4 other undrafted players on the team, making more than half of the roster comprised of players who didn't hear their name called on draft night. One of those players was Orlando Robinson, who is now in his second year with the Heat. Orlando Robinson began his NBA career with the Heat last season on a 2-way contract. During the offseason, he received a bit of a boost in pay when the Heat opted to convert his deal to a standard contract. While he was not eligible to play during the Heat's playoff run last year due to being on a 2-way contract, he was still able to soak up quite a bit when it comes to playing in the NBA. Everybody is extremely professional, everybody knows how to do their job at a very high level, Robinson told Clutch Points in an exclusive interview. I got to catch up. I'm young, I'm ambitious, I just got to channel that and learn as much as I can and be a sponge. Last season, Robinson played in 31 games for the Heat, including 1 start. He averaged 3.7 points per game and 4.1 rebounds with shooting splits of 52.8% from the field and 71% from the free throw line. This season, when the Heat were hit with injuries early on, he received regular rotation minutes. He went from racking up DNPs to begin the year, to playing regularly during an early December stretch, to falling back out of the rotation once other players got healthy. One of the most important things for young NBA players to learn is how to stay ready when playing time can be sporadic. It's something that Robinson has managed to do this year. Patience and purpose, obviously, Robinson said. It's understanding what you're supposed to be doing, what you believe you're supposed to be doing, and just having patience knowing that your time is going to come and your opportunity is going to come. When it does, just be ready. During a 7-game stretch from December 2nd to December 16th when the Heat were hit by injuries to the front court, Orlando Robinson started all 7 of those games. He responded with some of the best games of his career so far. Against the Indiana Pacers in his first start this season, he dropped a career-high 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He followed that up with 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 1 blocked shot against the Toronto Raptors. While Robinson has shown a knack for being able to score the ball as well as rebound, one of the biggest things that stands out about his game is his passing. His per-game average may not jump off the page, but he's had a few high-assist games with the Heat. Over the course of 2 seasons with the Heat's G League affiliate, the Sioux Falls Skyforce, he's averaging 2.5 assists per game. This season, he's up to 3.5 per game. Adebayo powers Heat to 109-104 victory over Sixers. Bam Adebayo showcased his dominance with 23 points and 14 rebounds. On Wednesday night, he guided the Miami Heat to a hard-fought 109-104 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers, marking the final game for both teams before the NBA All-Star break. Adebayo's emphatic dunk marked the highlight of a decisive 10-2 run in the fourth quarter, propelling Miami to a lead they would hold until the final buzzer. Tyler Herro also contributed significantly, with 23 points of his own. At the same time, Duncan Robinson chipped in 20, powering the Heat to their 2nd consecutive win and their 4th in the last 5 outings, building on their triumph over Milwaukee the night before. You always want to go into the All-Star break on a good note, Adebayo said. To get 2 signature wins like that, it shows that if we believe we can do it, we can get stuff done. Even if we don't have a lot of guys. Philadelphia's Tyrese Maxey led his team's effort with 30 points, supported by Buddy Hield's 22 points and 10 assists and Paul Reed's commendable 18 points and 12 rebounds, stepping up without the injured Joel Embiid. The game was a tightly contested affair from tip-off to the final whistle, featuring 21 lead changes and 15 ties, underscoring the intensity of the matchup. "We wanted to make it ugly, honestly," Harrow said. "Just figure out a way how we can get ourselves in a position to win the game at the end. And we did that. We made a few more plays than they did in the fourth quarter and were able to get the win." In a pivotal fourth-quarter sequence, Miami's Haywood Highsmith drained a crucial three-pointer, followed by Harrow's acrobatic layup, Robinson's timely long-range shot, and Adebayo's thunderous dunk, giving the Heat an edge they would not relinquish. Heat coach Erik Spoelstra commended his team's defensive commitment, particularly in the game's closing minutes, emphasizing the importance of such efforts in securing victories. "I was encouraged to see the commitment to do the tougher things defensively, and I saw a lot of those plays in the last 6 minutes of the game," Spoelstra said. Despite Maxey's brief absence due to injury, Philadelphia struggled in the final quarter, failing to convert on key opportunities and allowing Miami to capitalize on offensive rebounds. Cavaliers? Heat? Let's help LeBron James decide where to play next season. LeBron James and Stephen Curry will almost certainly be teaming up later this year. Except it will likely happen in Paris for USA Basketball at the Olympics and not in San Francisco for the Golden State Warriors. The latter option appeared to be a faint possibility at the NBA trade deadline, however, as ESPN reported the Warriors looked into trading for James this month. James himself has fueled some level of speculation about his future with the Los Angeles Lakers. While James's agent, the powerful and all-knowing Rich Paul, said his client wouldn't be moved at the deadline, and he obviously wasn't, James's happiness in Los Angeles is unknown. He sent a cryptic tweet before the team's recent hot streak and also said earlier this month he doesn't know whether he will pick up his player option for next season. This has led many people, including myself, to wonder whether James will actually consider switching teams this summer. As good as the Lakers have been of late, they have a steep climb to make in the West. And James is running out of time to win rings. With that in mind, what are the best options for James this summer? I took the liberty of ranking possible landing spots, just in case James needs some help deciding. This only works as a full-on pivot away from championship contention and into mentorship mode. It's interesting, though. James would finally get to play for Greg Popovich, a coach he's long admired and spoken highly of. And he gets to show Victor Wembanyama the superstar ropes. While this team likely wouldn't be a contender, LeBron and Wemby would probably still make them pretty damn good. Miami is kind of a legacy on this list as a previous James team and because he made it a point to publicly congratulate Erik Spoelstra on the massive extension SPO signed this season. With the Heat struggling to break through to the very top during the Jimmy Butler era, adding James would obviously be a game-changer. It would be fun to see James back in the East and battling some of his old rivals. If he does switch back conferences, though, there's probably a better option. Like Philly. The Sixers are going to have a massive amount of cap space this summer, which means they could realistically absorb James's contract and can send out several first-round picks in return. Daryl Morey reportedly already checked in on James's availability at the deadline and was quickly rebuffed. James could be what Joel Embiid needs to shatter the glass ceiling that's kept him out of the conference finals. An Embiid, James, Tyrese Maxey core would be pretty thrilling. It would also give James an opportunity to play for another iconic franchise and add another layer of masala to the always simmering Boston-Philadelphia rivalry. To be honest, I don't really want to see James and Curry on the same team because it's been too much fun to watch them as rivals. Unlike when James and Dwayne Wade teamed up. James and Curry have a deep and storied history of facing off in the postseason. I hope that is preserved. At the same time, the temptation of them playing together is incredibly strong. It only works if both teams suffer swift and humbling playoff defeats this season. And it would help if some kind of juggernaut emerged in the West. If there were some team worthy of James and Curry teaming up to take down late in their career, that's a narrative I could get behind. And you fan, what do you think of the LeBron James situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.